Epilogue. Shadow of Embers. One day, Jerry, one day soon, I will stand for you two. All will bow before me, and you will be dead. Zvemik from Plitluchenu Jerion Yotkla. Libretto by Yovsho Ivan Kechovit. Music by Tomik Vetjomikvit. Sverkhtin. We stood over a map of Elpa, but I didn't have nothing to do anymore, which was just great. I had done all of the work getting rid of our previous leadership, and I just got stuck with the Emperor's old job. All put his neck on the line, poisoning that weakling Ektitro. All tracked down all of the members of the Lothiol, made sure they died. Who made sure the rest of the Emperor's siblings were gone? Not the Emperor, that's for sure. He swept in after all the hard work had been done and took all the glory and credit for my work and stuck me with his old job. Practically nothing had changed for me except now I worked for a better ruler. Well, better in strength at least. That was the other thing. The Emperor was a terrible employer. What was the point of my job being separate if I couldn't do it without having him approve every little bit of my actions? I got more scars from him than I did from 2 wars, and I suspected his wife did too. I didn't try to treat the people who work for you like that. Well, except fair, I guess, after what they'd done to us. I myself had never been captured, but I knew many who had. Sverkhtin Ivan Kechovit Vetyoyo? Someone said from the door. I scraped my claws across the table and turned to glare at the messenger in the doorway. That stupid nickname had been with me ever since I left Sadkrat to join the military. It had a double meaning. First, to make fun of how I wasn't nobility. And second, Vetyoyo meant of the south. And I knew far too well how our people thought of southerners, illiterate, uneducated farmers. Boatina was our great sister. Similar, yet distinct. Well, unless you asked Vetyomik Iriak, who wasn't made fun of nearly as much as I was. But only a couple of miles north was a lawless land. Their people barely smarter than Kroni or Vixor. But it isn't my name, I growled. It's just Sverkhtin Ivan Kechovit. Why does everyone have to add more to that? And address me by my proper title? I'm not some peasant. Not anymore, I thought. Her eyes flashed. Hi, General Sverkhtin Ivan Kechovit, she said, her tone barely concealing annoyance. She emphasized the h sounds very strongly, as if saying, look at Sverkhtin, he can't even pronounce his own name correctly. Thank you. Now what is it? I said. A letter. She gave it to me. All right, you can go. Do you need it read to you? A familiar anger boiled within me. I can read, I growled. A bit of a smile flickered across her face as she left. I looked at the letter, something from Count Pavot over on Mount Chris, addressed to the Emperor. I groaned. Not again. I was the High General, not the Emperor's errand boy. How much did I need to do to earn respect in this place? I looked at the letter. I should deliver it, but it could be useful, I thought. Now, before reason and self-preservation controlled their metal and heads, I opened the letter and read it. A long line of formalities listing all the Emperor's names and titles, and then... We have captured the ally of a deserter, Pavokich Kitovit, who I believe to be named Kvarnlivnot. What do you wish for me to do with her? This was followed by more names and titles belonging to the Count, which combined with the ones at the beginning of the letter, took up half the page. Name, patronymic, noble house, noble title... This was one thing I liked about my origins as a southern farmer from the middle of nowhere. I didn't have no long names or titles. I thought about what he had said. Count Pavot had captured a girl I guessed was Vixik. She was the friend of some traitor. And wondered briefly if his father was Duke Schito, but laughed and shook my head. They only had a daughter and would never let one of their children betray the Empire. Now, I could receive this and deliver it to the Emperor like I was supposed to, but I wasn't no errand boy. If they wanted him to get the letter, they should have delivered it to him. Since they delivered it to me instead, I could only assume the address and long-winded titles were wrong and it was actually meant for me. And I was supposed to be the head of the army. This was about a deserter. Why shouldn't I respond? I could forge the Emperor's elegant yet simple copperplate style, free of the ornaments those fools in the Commonwealth wasted their time on that made their writing practically illegible. How many loops did one letter need? Half the army probably thought I couldn't write, and the ones who knew I could knew I wrote in a rushed, legible print style. I did that both out of stubbornness and to not be suspected of forgery. I had a secret prison. That would be a good place to order until our friends came running. But if I captured the deserter, it would finally give me the respect I deserved. Really, I was doing the Emperor a favor. I took a quill and sheet of paper and composed my response, copying the Emperor's handwriting. Anyway, without the formalities, it said, I am pleased to hear of your capture of the traitor. Bring her to the Ikte River stable at night, and I will send General Sverkhtin Ivan Ketchovit to transport her to your prison. I said, and sealed the Emperor with the Emperor's seal, which I had stolen and copied long ago. Though my self-preservation instinct told me to burn this and send the letter up to the Emperor, I ignored that. When I succeeded in defeating the traitors, it would teach everyone once again that when you joined the Sinisen army, you joined it for good. That being from a family of poor southern farmers didn't mean everyone could just ignore and disrespect me. But maybe the respect I earned would finally give me the authority of the army I needed to end the Emperor's reign and put me on the throne, as it always should have been.